Hello everyone, welcome back to Williams Vintage Cameras. In today's video I have a very special camera. It's actually been in my family since it was brand new. This was made in the mid to late 50s, I believe, so let me get it out. I even have this special case for it. I'm going to get a better case for it, something that's a little bit more form-fitting, but I have this in here mainly to keep dust off of it, to keep it protected. But well, here it is. This is like I said, this is a mid-50s, mid to late 50s, I believe, Yashicaflex Model S. This is one of the first cameras on the market to ever have a built-in light meter, which is very cool. I don't have the original box, however I do have the original bag that the camera was in and the original instructions. Let's go to look at these instructions real quick. It says it's for Model A and C, but this is a Model S. It actually does have a couple of leaflets in here for the Model S. But if y'all want a copy of this, I can scan it into my computer and send you a copy if you have one of these models, either A, C, Model AS, or Model S. If you have any of those models, I will scan this in my computer to have a very detailed. See, it's got all kinds of information in here. And if you have these books, usually these leaflets right here are long gone, but I still have mine. It's for the Model AS and for the Model S. But let me get this put away and get this leather case off the camera. Now, if you're wondering, this extra little leaflet is for some film. For a really old leaflet for some film. Alright, the case on this camera, it's got a snap on the back, and on the bottom it has 3 snaps. So you can either take it loose like that, and it can just fall down, or you can take it off. I'm going to take it off. On the inside, it has a real nice red felt on the inside. This one is actually in very good condition. On my leather case, the thread is starting to break, so I will have to rethread it or find somebody who can do it for me. But here is the camera. This one is in fantastic condition. The photo cell for the light meter, which is right here, from what I heard, these light cells were only good for probably about 15-20 years when the camera was new. So unfortunately the light meter is no longer functional. But the camera is in amazing condition. My granddad took very good care of it. He actually bought it brand new. There's some of the information on here. This is for winding the film, and this is for your focus. And for the lens cap right here, if you have the lens cap has got a little slider right here. Push it to the middle, and it pulls off. This does have a built-in timer, but unfortunately the timer on this one is messed up, because when you actually set it, hang on, let me set the, see, this is the timer, this is the shutter. It's been a little bit since I messed with it. That's the timer, that's the shutter. You set it. Unfortunately, when you do it, the shutter opens up a little bit, so the timer is out of adjustment. But it can be fixed, but I don't need the timer, so I'm not going to worry about it. But let's get a good look at all the sides. Bottom side. And to open this one, the screw on the bottom, you turn it counterclockwise. You better look at what it's doing. You turn it counterclockwise, brings this up, and you can open up the back. This is the inside of the camera. Now there are some numbers somewhere. Here they are. Here's model number on this one. And I have shot quite a few rolls with this, so and it takes fantastic pictures. And to take the picture, you actually, let me back that up a little bit. You actually flip up the top and you look down inside of it to look forward to take the picture. And it does have an interesting feature. I believe it was for action shots. You push the center here down, lock it in place, and you have this little viewfinder right here that you can look through to take action shots. And it also has a little magnifier right here that you can use when you're looking down to help focus and center your shot and everything, make sure everything's in frame. But yes, there it is. I don't have any film to put in it right now, but this is an amazing camera. This is a twin lens reflex camera, medium format. Takes amazing pictures. If you have one of these, or you're thinking about getting into film and want to go for the older cameras, I would highly recommend one of the many different twin lens reflex cameras there are out there. There are a bunch of them. This is an older model, Yashicaflex. The newer ones were just named Yashica and then the model. But there are a bunch of different kinds out there. But this is a very good camera. You have a bunch of different adjustments on it, and on this one I do actually have, back in my case here, with this one there are different attachments for the taking lens and for the viewing lens. There are different filters and attachments that you can get for it. I was able to pick up I believe they call it a shade or a lens hood. I can get it out. There it goes. This is an original original Yashica brand lens hood. Oops, upside down. There it goes. And it attaches on at an angle first, and then light pressure in and locked in. Then you have a lens hood. But yes, this is a phenomenal camera. I will put some pictures at the end of this video of some of the shots that I've taken from this. One very cool thing about this camera is that you can play around with double exposure. Let me get this put back in. And if you're not familiar with photography, double exposure is when you take a picture and then you take another picture on top of that same spot without advancing the film. This camera allows you to do that. It's the shutter is not connected to the film winder right here. So when you take a picture, you can play around with taking another picture right on top of it and seeing what kind of cool results you can get. There are a lot of cool things you can do. I am a beginner photographer. I don't have a lot of experience at all. My pictures are just experiments until I really get it fine-tuned. But I do try to use the right tools. I do have a light meter that I use that is actually functional. Also in the case, let me go ahead and get that out. And I also have the original operating instructions for it also. Let me get those out. This is a Seaconic exposure meter. This book shows all the information on it. It's got some really cool graphics in it. But here it is. It's in a nice leather case. It does have a metal strap that can hook onto this spot right here, but I don't have it hooked on there right now. But here it is, and if you open up the top here, push it sideways, you can see that needle go up right there, and I'll close it. Not moving right now. I don't have enough light in here. But yeah, there it is. There's my Yashicaflex Model S. It is a phenomenal camera. If you can pick up one of these for a good price, jump on it, because these sell for about, depending on the rarity and the condition, and if it's near mint or whatever like that, it can cost a good bit. So if you can pick up one of these that's actually functional for a decent price, and you're wanting to get into film photography, or you've been in it for a while and you want to go with the older cameras, I would highly recommend one of these. But there it is. Well, there it is. There's my Yashicaflex Model S. In my next video, I'm going to show an awesome attachment that my granddad bought with the camera. It's actually in the very first clip of this video. But my next video I'm going to do on that. So y'all look out for that video. And if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. This picture was from one of the first couple of rolls that I've actually went through the camera. That was an overcast day, and all the pictures from this roll turned out to be have like a dark, gloomy feel to them, which wasn't intentional, but turned out to be awesome. But out of that first roll, this is definitely my favorite picture so far. And this one, also from that first roll. Again, it shows that dark, gloomy feel. And this is a shot of looking down my street. It was overcast day, so it kind of added to that dark, gloomy feel. Everything was wet, and it was overcast. Sun wasn't out. And here's looking down the same street. Same spot, but a nice sunny day, just for a contrast, and this time in color. This is also from that first color roll through it. It's a tree in our front yard. I wanted to play around with the focusing, and another picture turned out really wonderful. This one is another one from that first black and white roll. Focused in on a old hummingbird feeder we had hanging out our back window, and it turned out to be, I think, a really beautiful shot. This was an accidental double exposure. I was trying to take a picture of a couple different things. I would have really liked to have a picture of those bench ends leaning up against my house, but turned out to be a double exposure. But this is an example of double exposure, something that you could play with. You would just have to play around with it to see what works, or what kind of effect you were trying to get. This is a picture that I was able to get of my 68 Charger. Turned out very awesome. I love the contrast and the crispness of everything in this picture. I got a couple more of the Charger, and it just turned out really awesome. And this is my mom. We were at the Memphis Zoo, and I was just going around taking pictures. I got all kinds of really good pictures, and this turned out to be one of the good ones.